All right, guys. So because we are talking about memory model, right? I want to try to clarify what memory is, right? So memory essentially, in a nutshell, is any type of information, right? Yeah. For example, what did you eat last night? Yeah, that's still a memory. It's information, right? So and these are the three stages, right? Um, that was proposed, right? I do have a better like memory model, right? But essentially, first you would sense it, right? And then if you were to pay attention to that memory of you eating, right, it would be in the working memory for a while. And then if you were to rehearse it, or if you were to have stronger cues to remember it, it'll stay in the long term memory, right? And yeah. So I want to talk about the difference between memories. All right, there are actually two types of long term memory, right? So there's this thing called explicit memory, and then there's implicit memory, right? So what's the difference? All right, so the difference is one of them you're conscious, right? The other one you're not conscious. You have no control over it, right? It just naturally flows, all right? So long-term memory, any information, right? So you have two types of memories: explicit and implicit. Explicit is conscious, implicit is without conscious. Think of implicit as inside your brain, right? Kind of like that. It has no consciousness, right? So semantic memory, right? Semantic memory are general facts. Like, for example, where is the tallest building in this world? You have to be conscious. You have to think. You have to see. The moment you think, you're conscious, right? So that is explicit memory, right? Episodic memory, too, personal experience or events, right? For example, if you ever kissed a boy or a girl, right? If someone were to tell you who was the last person you kissed, right? You would kind of have to remember, right? Thinking. You have to consciously remember, right? Whereas implicit memory, right? Implicit memory are without conscious, right? So procedural memory are like motor skills and cognitive skills. So what this is essentially muscle memory, right? You don't have to tell your heart to beat, right? It just beats on its own, right? It's a part of implicit memory, right? And motor skills too. For example, if you were to keep practicing with your right hand, right, to write a lot of letters on a piece of paper, right? You're not consciously at the first stage you will be conscious, but eventually it will try to get itself better. I know it sounds weird, but it's essentially that. So that's just procedural memory. So it's called muscle memory, right? And also priming. So what priming is it's like queuing up a information inside your brain, right? And then it's allowing you to have access to it, right? For example, if you were to see a individual's face, right, and then next day, or like a random individual's face, and then next day you were to see him again, chances are you're gonna recall him or her way much easier, right? And that's priming, right? So so I just want you guys to be aware of two types of memories: explicit memory and implicit memory, right? Implicit memory, you're unconscious, it's effortless, whereas explicit memory, you have to think, right? So yeah, implicit muscle memory, right? Explicit, well, not muscle memory. You have to actually use your brain power, right? And that's that.